What's good, guys? I'm Dr. P. Welcome back to another video, and thanks so much for stopping back by. Now today, guys, we're diving into further detail about what the CATTUS creature really is and what the creature's intentions really are. Guys, do me a favor if you love Fortnite and subscribe to the channel and drop a like down below. I'd really appreciate that. As a reminder, I'm uploading every day, covering the very latest on what's going on in the game. Might as well go ahead and start out with this. Earlier today, Fortnite tweeted, "Watch your proximity. The version 9.21 update lands tomorrow, June 12th. Downtime begins at 4 a.m. Eastern. So obviously, since this update has downtime, that means there are going to be a pretty significant amount of files added to the game, and we may be able to expect some kind of big leak coming out tomorrow, some kind of development with what the CATTUS creature is actually going to do. We may even see an update to the creature itself. In the first update, the eye appeared at Polar Peak. In the second update, it broke out. Recently, it's been found swimming out at sea with the castle on its back, and who knows, this update we could see something else happen. The only thing we know for sure is going to get added with this update is the proximity grenade launcher that I talked about in yesterday's video. I've seen a lot of people say this looks like it could be OP, but honestly, we don't even know how it plays in the game yet, so we can't make that assumption right yet. I'm looking forward to seeing how this gun plays in the game tomorrow morning. Let me know if you're excited for the update. So, as you're probably aware, this is the situation we currently have out in Fortnite Sea. There is the Polar Peak Castle riding on the back, or at least we think the back of the creature. It moves up and out of the water very randomly. You won't see it every game, but if you pay attention to the ocean around the island enough, you may just be able to see it. This has been happening for less than 48 hours, and already the theories are quite strong. I asked you guys on Twitter just a few hours ago if you had anything you'd like to add, and I got a good number of you guys sending theories my way. By the way, you should definitely go follow me on Twitter. You're missing out if you're not. Anyway, the first tweet comes to you from Noah, and he says, "My theory is that the monster may be looking for something. Maybe he's going to go towards the loot lake and destroy the cord, and that's what causes the power surge." As I'm sure you know, there's a massive power cord going from Loot Lake all the way to Neo Tilted and powering up that futuristic utopia. We've been talking about the CATTUS for so long that we have actually forgotten a little bit about what's been going on at Loot Lake and what's been going on from the very start of this season. I kind of have a feeling myself that this creature could very well be involved with the whole situation with that power cord. There's been a big theory going around that there's going to be a power surge in which the cord gets cut off and Neo Tilted's power source is no more. At tier 97 in the battle pass, there is a skin wrap simply called Power Surge. The skin wrap is the same style as the armor Vendetta, which is the tier 100 skin, has on his body. Could there be some kind of connection between the CATTUS creature, Loot Lake's vault, Vendetta, and Neo Tilted? I'm gonna be excited to see how this plays out. Next up, we've got Matthew, who said, "The monster is what carried the iceberg to the Fortnite world." As you know, the iceberg started to approach the Fortnite map on the southwestern corner late Season 6, and then when Season 7 started, that's when Polar Peak and the snow biome as we know it was founded in the game. As we can tell by the unexpected awakening loading screen, the Ice King froze over the entire iceberg, and he was never supposed to wake up. Therefore, there are only two logical answers as to why the iceberg got here. One, it was completely random and something happened and threw them off course, or two, someone or something guided it to the island. Of those two things that could have possibly guided it to the island, my guess is either A, the Fire King / the prisoner himself, or the CATTUS creature. I would personally tend to think the first part of that theory isn't accurate. I do not believe they randomly stumbled across the island. It's got to be calculated. You know how epic games are. They are doing things for a reason 99% of the time. So then that brings us to the second part of the theory, meaning someone or something guided it to the island. Which one was it? Was it the Fire King or was it the creature? Surely it wasn't the Ice King, because he said the ice was never supposed to thaw and he was surprised that he was awake. He expected to have an eternal slumber. So yeah, honestly, it very well could have been the creature itself that guided the iceberg to the island, especially considering how big he is and how strong he is, evidenced by him carrying the Polar Peak Castle out at sea. Next up, we've got We Bear Bears, who drops us with a little bit of a twist, and it's very interesting. He says, "I think the monster was the castle this whole time." I'm gonna go ahead and come straight out and say I do not think this is true, but I'm not ruling it out, and it would make for an unbelievable twist. Take another look at what's happening out at sea right now. You know the Polar Peak Castle is being carried by the monster. Now, we never actually see the monster, but we see the castle. What if, by some kind of strange turn of events, the monster isn't simply carrying the castle on its back, but the castle is its back? That could help to explain why it broke off so cleanly, and how it seems to be very tightly positioned on the back of this monster, not wobbling at all in the sea. Very interesting stuff to think about. Next up on the docket, we've got Dead Man Dragon, who says, "Dr. P, maybe the monster serves the Ice King, and he is back for revenge on what the Fire King did to his iceberg." Now, if you'll recall, the biggest theory that I've talked about on my channel and that I've seen around the internet is that the creature under Polar Peak, the CATTUS, is loyal to the Fire King. I never really considered that it could be the Ice King's pet. What if the creature was buried below Polar Peak in case there was some kind of catastrophe like this that the Ice King expected, such as the prisoner escaping, forming that volcano, and then launching volcanic rock at different parts of the map? The Ice King tried to stop him, but nonetheless, he went and launched the volcanic rock, and it looks like overall the prisoner's plan was mostly successful. What if now the creature has awakened so he and the Ice King can take their vengeance on the prisoner? Maybe the creature broke out of Polar Peak and took the ice castle with him to make it harder for the prisoner to attack it again. There's clearly some set out plan that the creature has, so why couldn't it be this? We really have no clue whose side the creature is on. We've always thought the Fire King because he was the one who took the eggs with him back to the volcano. But as we know, it was indeed the Ice King who froze everything over. What if all of those eggs belonged to the Ice King and the prisoner simply stole some of them when he escaped? Those eggs were the hybrid skins that hatched, and since they never knew any better, since they were just born, they started following the orders of the prisoner, but really, they could have been the Ice Kings. Next up, we've got Vela Ernest, who says, what if we lose the boss fight? Now, what she's referring to is a widely speculated theory that we are going to have to fight against this creature. I've talked about that in previous videos, and it could very well be the case, and I've suggested that we would have to team up and fight against this creature to defeat it for the good of the Fortnite island. But what if the creature proves to be so powerful that we simply cannot defeat it, and the Fire King / Ice King's plan gets fully executed to completion? We've always thought the prisoner was the bad guy because, you know, prisoners get taken in for doing bad things. By the flip side of that token, we've always also thought the Ice King was the good guy. But we really don't know what the intentions and backstory of these guys truly are. For all we know, the Ice King could be the bad guy and the prisoner could be the good guy. We don't know any of the circumstances surrounding the Fire King's imprisonment, why he was locked up, or anything like that. If you've been watching my videos recently, you might remember me talking about this strange creature in the Season 8 cinematic cutscene. It was in the bottom left-hand corner. It has one eye, very similar to what the creature was like before it broke out of the iceberg, and everyone has been talking about this and thinking it could resemble what's on the ocean right now. However, I got this tweet which might actually tell us a different story. Organ says, if you look back in the Season 8 trailer, you can see two creatures, the one I just showed you, and this one in the top right corner. I think it's the Polar Peak creature, and it looks a lot like a snake or a dragon. To me, I think it's very obvious that the face is some kind of a llama. That might just be a play for the whole Fortnite symbol. The universal symbol for Fortnite is a loot llama, let's be honest. But it's definitely not just a llama. If you look at the tail of this thing, it looks like a sea serpent or some kind of sea creature. Also, it looks like it's got smoke coming out of its nose, and if it is a dragon like we've talked about before, that would make sense since dragons breathe fire and smoke comes along with fire. I don't know what's happening in the game, but one thing is for sure. Polar Peak the Ice King, the Fire King, and so much more still have so many untold secrets and storyline developments that we don't even know about. And it sure looks like we're due to get at least some kind of an explanation very soon. I'm really excited about the update tonight. At the very worst, we're gonna get a new gun. Most likely, we're probably gonna get some leaks too because there is downtime, and I wouldn't be completely surprised if the CATTUS creature starts to do something different as well. Of course, you can catch me on the channel tomorrow for an update video covering exactly what happened. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new. If you want to check out my live streams and get involved with a custom game like what I'm doing in the background gameplay right now, check me out on Caffeine. The link will be in the description. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and until the next time, I'll catch you later.